put my box in my backpack for last comp I went to. Or, not last comp, but last weekend. I smushed it unknowingly. Gonna have to snag a new West Coast cubing cube cover tomorrow. If they'll let me. This thing is all messed up now. It's annoying. What's up, Kiki? Do you know what real man multi world best is? No. But I think I had it at one point, and I don't know if anyone beat it. Because I feel like basically nobody tries to. Yeah, I had it at one point. This was over 5 years ago. Did it on stream. Maybe I should try that again. I kind of want to try that again. That'd be fun. Should really be able to do like sub 1. Because it's just like one passing with scrambling timed as well. So. Oh, I also just, sorry. I'm trying a new mic location and I need to remember to like talk towards it, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep this mic location because while I'm reading chat over here, my mouth is pointing that way and the mic is this way, and I feel like that makes a huge difference. But like, I basically have like no way to put my mic not on the desk that I'm like constantly banging on, which is annoying for audio. But like if I put it over here, my computer screen's over there, so I don't know. There's like no good way for me to like have the mic in front of my mouth while I'm talking. Skipped school to go to Busch Gardens? I don't know what that is. Finally competed in Big Blind for the first time since 10 blind streams inspired. Let's go. How did it go? First time I competed in Big Blind, I DNF'd everything, I think. It's a pretty classic, normal experience. Practicing Mega. Nice, Kiki. I wish I could get better at Mega Minx. I'm so bad at Mega Minx, and it's a cool event. I just, like, suck at it. Yo, nice, Jeh. What's up, Stash? Try to put the mic above you. Unfortunately, sound does not work that way. You generally want to put the mic like below your mouth because sound will like fall. Pressure waves are in the air and gravity affects it. Or sound waves are like waves of pressure in the air. You got a 4 blind and 5 blind mean the first time you competed? That's crazy. You're probably very rare. What's up, Joseph? Turn up sensitivity of the mic. I'm not sure I know how to do this. Advanced audio properties, snowball. I just turned it up 1 decibel. Is that too much? Does that help? You went very slow for accuracy. That's understandable. I'm guessing Jay did SQL query. It's probably a pretty simple one. Think it's better? Maybe I'll do one more decibel. Okay. Oh, there's already a statistic available. Got it. Not sure if this is cheating, but my first 5-line attempt was a single with 2 DNS. Oh, cheating. Yeah, like the stat, you mean? Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd categorize that, honestly. Because yeah, it's kind of like skill issue that you weren't able to fit 3 attempts in that in the time limit. So tough to say. Like you didn't get 5-line at your first 5-line mean at your first like time competing in 5-line. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, sending links is fine. Ignore Nightbot. Why is StackMat weird? Sorry, I just wanted to make sure StackMat was actually connected. What's up, Brennan? I'm good. How are you? Did get 4-blind mean first try? Nice. It took me 3 years to get a 4-blind mean, and it took me, what was it, 2023? Yeah. It took me 7 years to get a 5-blind mean officially, but I kind of refuse to like do any kind of hard safetying. So my first 4-blind mean was 151, I think, and then my first 5-blind mean was like 403 or something. Okay, I'm gonna do some solves. Ugh. I was 11 to 10 with pretty horrible cases. Massive safety blinder. That's a, yeah, it's a hard, I mean, for me, it's a hard thing sometimes to like make the call between safetying versus like how safe versus how fast do you want to go. I totally understand wanting to get successes, and if you're just like always safetying, I totally get it. Getting successes feels good. That was 9 to 8. Yeah, it makes sense, Simon. It's a good call. Oh. Dude, what am I doing? That's probably wrong. That should be a DNF anyways, because I definitely did a turn in memo. If the WCA were to add multi-blind means, how do you think they would be done? Do you know how Kinch is scored for multi-blind? Or it's like the points, and then there's like a decimal that's basically the percentage of the hour you had remaining. I feel like that's not perfect, but it's simple enough that like I think that's a fair way to do means. The time like really shouldn't matter that much, and it ends up kind of working out that way for multi-blind means. So yeah, just like points averaged with the decimal of each point result being the time left in the hour. Dude, what? Oh. I definitely forgot to do that move. That was 11 to 10. I was thinking it would be average of points, so single would be what it is now and mean would just be point average. That would work too. I just think, I don't know, intuitively it just kind of feels better to also take time into account, because that is part of the score, and it wouldn't be that hard to do. Wrong there. Yeah, pretty much. There's like, it's very rare to have 3 attempts multi-blind comps. That's the big problem with multi-blind mean being a thing, because like there's a lot of people who just like literally would never get a chance to even rank in it, just like depending where they live, basically. Dang it. Kind of guessed on some corners. Trying to think the last time I got a 3 attempt comp. I think... Am I forgetting something? I think the last time I had 3 attempts in a comp was almost a year ago at Chicago. Pretty sure. And then before that, I think it was like the 9 attempt comp where I completely shit the bed. Yeah, Chicago 2024, which was like, I think September 2024. No, August 2024. So like 10 months ago. And before that, yeah, it was Mountain View Multi Madness. So like a year before that. Yeah, it seems like I get a 3 attempt comp like once a year. And I have to travel for it basically always. Multi-blind, one of the least competitive events. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know how you would gauge that. Oh. I have to spend 4 hours in TSA because Worlds is hosting Clock? What? I have no idea what you mean. I've traveled with clocks through TSA a bunch of times and it never gave me problems. That was floated to 8. I think like 10 or 9 floated to 8, but I just had a horrible memo. Aw. Floated into a 4 flip, but I guess I remembered one of the flips wrong. It kinda looks like a bomb? What? Someone put, dude, what? Someone put napalm ingredients in a group chat, so you have to register as a medium level threat. I'm so confused by all of this. So your clock gets checked because someone sent the ingredients to napalm to you in a group chat? I'm finding this all very hard to believe. Could easily just like find that online. See you at Multimate? Yeah. Exciting. No. Dude, I don't want it. That was 10 algs, but like, I think it was like some of the worst cases I've ever had. It was like every possible bad case. Dang it. Forgot a pair, but I also mechanical twisted. Oh, come on. I guess I mistraced an edge. That's weird. Do you just spam solves, or do you recommend targeted practice, only edges, etc.? Do anything and everything. That's basically what I do. I definitely don't just spam solves. I do spam solves, but it's not the only thing I do. I do a lot of, I mean, I used to do more, but I have spent a lot of time doing like edges only solves, drilling with like things like blindtrainer.com. I do a lot of like cited solves, like 3x3 solves with only 3 style. Yeah, that's most of what I do lately is like 3 style solves and drilling with blind trainer to like keep full floating stuff really automatic. Also drilling LTCT fairly frequently because it's a hard set to keep yeah, like quick with. Dang it. Another 4 flip, and I recalled one of the flipped edges wrong. I think the most important thing for practicing events in general is just like do what is most fun and motivating to you. So like I think doing edges only and corners only solves, I did that a lot like years ago when I was a little newer, like more intermediate and blind, and it definitely helps, but it's also like not really like an optimal way to spend your time because you could just be doing solves instead. But if it's fun for you and it makes you practice more, then that's better. Limit for multi-blind in 1 hour. My limit, I don't know, maybe like something between like 70 and 80 points if I like really no-lifed it. Dang it. Dude, my accuracy sucks right now. holy crap. Did I really DNF that many in a row? I'm like just not locked in right now, I guess. Dang it, dude. Alright, I think I need to take the headphones off. Sometimes I can do 3-blind with music playing if it doesn't have lyrics, but sometimes I just can't, I think. I kind of feel like most of my DNFs have been forgetting stuff, and yeah, I need to just lock in more. Dang it, dude. How many multi-cubes are you planning on doing at Multimate? Not really sure. Haven't thought about it that much. I think it'll come down to like how practice goes closer to the comp. And just like how I feel day of usually. Dude, I thought I missed a move and I didn't. Overcorrected. When square one blind? Maybe after Worlds. Finally, dude. A not bad time. Oh, 11 to 9, or 11 to 10. Dang it, dude. Stop pausing. Dang it. Yo, Antoine, thank you. Started cubing way more? Sick. What have you been doing? Just 3x3? Any comps planned or anything? Dude, can I stop pausing? That was a crazy, weird scramble. It was an LTCT, an FDL floating parity, a UVR com, 1 UF com, 4 UV comms. Want to get sub 10 on 3x3? Dude, I've been like peaked at like mid 10 global for 6 years or something. Sub 10 is so hard. I got a couple sub 10 averages officially, but globally it's just so hard. I don't know why. I'm just too old. Yeah, PLL is a lot more useful than full OLL. I don't know why my think ahead is just like garbage today, it feels like. Cross +1 to global sub 10 is basically the only way. I don't know if that's the only way, but definitely helps. I've definitely found that just like learning to look ahead during F2L better is like the main thing, and in order to do that, it really helps to at least be able to like follow where your first pair is going to be, like identify what your first pair is going to be. You don't have to fully plan X cross or like cross +1, but to at least like be able to track what your first pair is going to be is super helpful, and I've gotten a lot better at that. Have you ever considered using 3-style for 3x3 as your main method? Not really, because I know how fast I am with 3-style, and I know how fast I am with CFOP, and I'm slower with 3-style. I've done full sessions, like a lot of just like dedicated only solving with 3-style, but doing like cited 3x3, only solving with 3-style, and having 15 seconds inspection. And like at my absolute best, I've been like low 11 global. I've done like a 1 sub 11 AO 100 with 3-style, but it was like 1082. Whereas with CFOP, I'm like pretty consistently like mid 10 global, like 10.6 AO 1000 or 10.7, and I very easily get mid 10 AO 100s all the time. So 3-style is, it's not totally useless for me in cited 3x3. Like my PR single was with 3-style. It's just that it's like I have to only use it for like certain scrambles, because like some scrambles I can solve with 3 style like way faster than I would with CFOP. It just depends on the scramble, but it's only going to be like 10 to 15% of solves where it's using 3 style is actually better than CFOP, or like will most likely be better. On top of that, 3 style for sided 3x3 is just way more risky than CFOP, because if you miss a move in any alg, you're gonna get like a 20, or I'll get like a 20. I think there's like 50 OLL algs, right? But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder to learn than PLL. And it's just like the payoff is so much worse, because all you're getting rid of is basically, like in a huge majority of cases, all you're getting rid of is like a fru rough, literally just a fru rough, which is a super fast alg. And yeah. Whereas like PLL, you're getting rid of an entire PLL every time if you're doing like 2-look PLL versus full PLL. Not to mention like the recognition for 2-look OLL is significantly easier than 1-look OLL, etc., etc. Messed up a J perm. I feel like this cube is just like too loosey-goosey right now. What a mistrace. I'm so slow right now. I don't know why. Yeah, 3 blind is extremely scramble dependent. That's like the one thing about the event that I'm not a big fan of. I don't know why I felt like I did the wrong alg. I haven't done that alg, I feel like, in so long, but I had this floating parity. That was a pretty cool solve. I think it was like 11 to 9. Nice. 5 alg edges, 5 alg corners, but edges were really nice cases. Gets to pair. Really easy scramble. Alright, I'm gonna YOLO this. Oh, dude, I memorized in the wrong orientation. I'm just gonna, since I still don't know what memo will be, I think I can pretty, like, realistically memo it again with no help. Dude, I traced too fast and I mistraced again, but yeah, I feel like people at like a beginner or intermediate three blind phase do not quite realize like 8 algs is not that crazy. It feels crazy when you only had like a handful ever, but when you use full floating and you've been doing three blind for like 8 years. Yeah, not even like 7 algs is that crazy. I forget what 8 algs likelihood is with full floating and LTCT. I feel like it's like 1 in 20 or something. Maybe more common. Z-mize. Parity counts as alg, my PB is 8 alger. I mean, yeah, having your PB on 8 algs is common. Felt like BS levels of luck. 8 algs is really, I mean, when you don't do floating, when you're just doing 3-style, 8 algs is like 1 in 100 or something. So it's like not much luckier than PLL skip, basically, in 3x3. So it's not that crazy. What you start to realize, like getting more and more experience with 3-blind, is that like alg count matters definitely a lot, but something that also matters a whole lot is like what cases you get. Because you can get an 8 alg with like a bunch of really nasty cases, and you'll probably do bad on it. thing. I think I had like a muscle memory blip and did a 5-style alg somehow instead of calm. It was like a weird exec mistake that turned a calm into a 5-style alg. Tommy Cherry DNF to 6 alger. I never heard about that, but he definitely missed getting world record on a 7 alger like a few years ago or something like that. And I think Noah Swore also DNF'd that same scramble and would have got world record. Alger with perfect comms, probably similar to 7 alger with worst possible comms, maybe 8. I would say 8, yeah. Like my PB on 10 algs is like a high 15. I think I've had like 2 sub 16s on 10 algs ever, and I probably average right around 16 on 8 algs. So yeah, something like that. I'm not liking any of these cubes right now. I don't know why. I feel like I need to clean them. I haven't cleaned any of these out in a long time. Oh, the music's still going. Cool. So 360 cubing and Z perm. Dang it, dude. Forgot a pair. slow right now, dude. Can I stop pausing, dude? Oh my god. That would have been like a 16, maybe a 15. That was a really bad pause. And it was 10 to 9. One wrong corner pair. I feel like I should do this. Who was that who mentioned Real Man multi-blind in the beginning of the stream? I kind of want to do that as like a palate cleanser to this shitty 3-blind sesh. What? Yeah, that's one move. Did that enter twice? Oh yeah, it did. Thanks, Stack Matt. Inverse calm. I feel like I'm like rusty right now, dude. I haven't cubed that much in the last like week or so. I feel like I haven't gotten a single good mean in this session yet. Am I ever going to do 11 blind attempts again? Yeah, definitely. I messed up an elk. What? I don't know why it like totally felt like I did this alg wrong. An FL float. That's funny. How long does it take you to de-rust? Takes around a week max. I mean, it totally depends how rusty you are. Can't really answer that question without that specified. If I haven't cubed for like a month, yeah, I mean, well, I guess depends on the event also. I don't know. It's a complicated question to answer. Inverse calm. What's up, Sebastian? I'm good. How are you? When you know you've just like hopelessly messed up an alg. If you took a 3-month break of 3 blinds specifically, yeah, I don't know, it might take like a week. Probably like a week or 2. Also, once you get like more and more experienced, I feel like the more times you've de-rusted an event, the faster it gets every time. Like I can de-rust, I'll like very commonly go months without doing any 5 blind, and then I de-rust it for a comp or whatever, and at this point it just takes me like a day or 2 to feel like I've actually de-rusted. Any tips for consistency on 5 blinds? Just do a lot of solves, pretty much. If you don't want to do a lot of solves, do a lot of like written memo timed exec. You're the DNFer today? Dude, me too. Dang it. Huh. We're called the inverse. So not an inverse column, but effectively. I read that if you learn a foreign language to a very high level, it's burnt in your brain basically forever, and you forget something, relearning it. Yeah, I mean, it's effectively just like spaced repetition. It's the reason that works. I am the DNFer, dude. My accuracy is like half of what it normally is, feels like. Had a feeling. This can't be happening. I know. 7 blind? I have no desire to do 7 blind right now. successfully sandwiched. It's kind of paused, but oh well. Yup. Do you still have stupid hand slip DNFs? Yeah, I mean, those are like... It's not possible to, unless you're a robot, it's not possible to avoid stuff like that 100%. Dude. Yeah, literally. I don't know why I can't fucking do corner memo today. What was 9 to 8? Had 2 corner Alex with a float. Yeah, it was like nice corners too. It was a 4 or an 8 mover. That like one of the best cases you can get. And then UFL, LDV, LDF, which is like kind of a mid case, but not bad. Wait. That sucks, dude. That's funny. I had to completely retrace corners. Because I messed up a 2-color memo thing. 1853 mean with a completely retraced corner memo. Huh? I fucking mistraced corners again, dude. I'm just not locked in today. Thank you. Nine algs. That was 11 to 10 with like horrendous cases overall. That was another 11 to 10 with horrendous cases. After tomorrow's comp, gonna commit to getting speed optimal because my comms kind of stank. That was me at one point. When I learned 3-style, I just only used shit I could come up with on my own, and then very, very gradually and slowly optimized everything. You're at the starting point of that. Honestly, I feel like, I mean, people get motivated in different ways, but I wonder how many people would finish learning 3-style. Like, how many people who gave up on learning 3-style would have actually finished learning and continued with their 3-blind journey if they didn't try to hold themselves to like learning the best alg for every case right off the bat, you know? Because it's like so much more motivating to just like use whatever is obvious and learn it super fast so that you can get back to actually doing solves and improving and just like, yeah, fix the worst algs. Like worst algs take priority, but just like gradually fix things over time. If you feel like putting the time into it, one great way to try to identify if your algs are bad. This isn't like a perfect way of doing it, but like time everything. Just like make yourself do like an AO5 for every case. It'll take a super long time, but just like make a spreadsheet, record what your AO5 for every case is, and then identify like the really slow ones and see if there's something better. Dude, this is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Could you mute your Discord? Oh shoot. Is that actually playing on here? Dude. I never even realized that that was a thing. That actually plays on my frickin' stream. No one's ever said that before, so I'm not 100% sure that... Okay, other people confirmed. Okay. I'm surprised nobody has ever told me that before. Because, oh my gosh. I'm just gonna mute my server for an hour. Or 3 hours, how about? Just heard 10 pings. I'm sure it must have happened before and no one said anything, because, I mean, I've streamed a lot and I've never turned it off. Dude, that scramble sucked ass. That was... So I floated into a foreflip, basically saving like 1.5 algs in edges. And I also floated corners, and it made it 9 algs. So that was like 11.5 to 9 or something. And it was really annoying cases too. That was 6 to 5 alg corners with LTCT. Come on, dude. Today might not be the day for 3 blind. Dude, it sucks because I have 2 rounds tomorrow. I feel like I just need to grind tonight. Just to get the D-rust, because I clearly am rusty. So nervous for tomorrow? Do you have a comp tomorrow? Is that what you said? I do not. I basically never get nervous for comps anymore unless it's like North American Champs or Worlds or something like that. And even then it's like just for multi. First since learning 3-style? Ooh, that is understandable. Alright. is like my 100th time saying this, but I'm freaking locking in. God, can I stop pausing? Oh yeah, I haven't checked Twitch stuff. Nothing, okay. At first I thought he was slow, then I saw he was doing them blind. Keck W. I do feel slow. I don't know how to stop pausing. Too multi-blind pilled. What am I doing, dude? Alright. Cube coping again. Your best single in this session is slower than mine in my session. You have a best single better than 1434? I didn't know that. Wow. But yeah, 1600 solves. How many solves in your session? Okay, I'm bad right now, but also these scrambles are garbage, dude. 3,563. You got a PB recently? Or I guess maybe I don't know how much you've been doing solves. Maybe that wasn't that recent. Like some months ago, I guess, maybe. Thank you. Oh. Almost a year ago. Gotcha. Did 7 elg edges cringe? Cool. You can't see that? Oh, I thought at first it was 17.777. but it was actually 771. Nice, dude. That'd be cool if I could get a good single today. Isn't looking likely though. Cube Cope. I might honestly just be using the cube that I started with right now. Wow, it just popped while I was scrambling. Probably misscrambled that. Dude. It's just not, it's not the day. I'm really coping hard. Trying to just keep doing solves and hope that I start actually going fast. That was 8 algs and I got all confused with a cancel. Thanks, Theodore. Interesting. Trying to think how I would ever use that. I guess that could actually be good for UFUR, UBRF. You could cancel into it. So the alg you gave is, so it'd be U2. That's interesting. I'll have to ponder that. Are you learning 2E2E? You've used that in a 3-blind solve? That's crazy. Why do you know that alg specifically? That was a crazy scramble. Not crazy in a good way. I did 3 UB algs, including breaking into a flip, and then it was a 2E2E from FR that I did in 2 algs. But I actually could have rotated into a decent alg that I know. Damn, I should have done that. That would have been so sick. I know a 2E2E for this case. It was this 2 swap and this 2 swap, so like that and that. And it actually like works pretty well because of the regrip it starts with. Damn, I should have done that, dude. Floating 2E2E, that would have been so sick. That would have been, what would have been without floating? 7 algs to 4, Yeah, on edges. And then corners were also 5 to 4. So that would have been 12 to 8 if I did the 2e2e that I actually know. You know it from when? Dude, I wonder how many just like random ass algs that guy knows. Am I actually finally locking in? I always jinx it, dude. I'm like, am I locking in? And then I have like a 5-second pause. Nice. I am locking in. Oh my god. This is the confidence I needed. Oh, come on. What? I recalled some part of a visual 2e2e thing wrong. Try this scramble. I hope this isn't another 8 alger. I feel like I should pre-move this. It's like float to 6, but with the pre-move probably better actually. Is this a real scramble that you got? Because that's a pre-move into 4 algs. So it would be 1, 2. Is there a way to? No, that's wrong. I want to see if I know like a way to make it 3 algs with a 2C, 2C. I don't know how to set up to it though. I think I got a mosquito bite. How do I set this up to a 2E, 2E? I guess I could just go like that and then do H-perm. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. It would be, wait, that's an E-perm, right? Yeah, that's an E-perm. What am I doing, dude? Never mind. I want to know if that's like a legit scramble that you got from like CS Timer 3x3. Because pre-move to 4 algs would be crazy. Kent open? Is that a comp? Dang it, dude. That was a cool solution. Alt swap parity shift thingy. Oh that was a 6 flip actually. Fuck. Dang it. Dude. 1, 2, 3. So a UF com, 2 UB comms, and then 6 flip. Obviously I don't know like 6 flip algs, but I just did a 2 flip from UB and then a 4 flip from UF, and then it was 5 alg corners. That was a really cringe scramble. Alright, this might be a mistake, but I'm probably not going to have time the rest of the week to do weekly comp 3 blinds, so I'm just going to frickin' do them right now. Hopefully I lock in. I'll do Slovakian first. I still do not have like a relatively good single on Slovakian. I have a decent mean, but single sucks. Where is it? There. Okay. Did I DNF that last solve? I think I did, yeah. Was I think 11 to 9, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna check the scramble really quick. I did alt swap. There's actually multiple ways to do this, like several different swaps I could have done actually. I think I could have done any of the U-face adjacent swaps on this scramble. They were all options. Because I basically had like multiple 2C, 2Cs, meaning I could have floated in multiple ways, meaning I could have had parity from either UFR or UFL or UBL, and I did UBL. Why are you yelling? What? What? Okay, so yeah, this would have been 11 to 9 if or 11 if I didn't do anything fancy, and I did 9, so sick. I probably got the best owl count possible. What are you doing? Cat's being crazy. Locked in pretty well for weekly comp this week. Site PB 3 blind and overall multi-blind PB. Nice. Are you talking about speed solving weekly comp? Triple DNF to 4 blind. RIP. Okay. Second solve. Dang it. Probably 3C. Yeah. I was unsure about a pair. Speed solving weekly. I'm gonna do that after this solve. This is the last solve of Slovakian weekly. Hopefully it's a good scramble, because I just want to get a good single. Dang it. That's funny. I guessed the first pair and then started doing the rest of corners, and then I realized the first pair didn't make sense with the rest of the scramble, and then I figured it out. Kick W. 18 best of 3 is not bad, I guess. Hopefully speed solving is better. My PRs on speed solving site for speed solving weekly comp 3 blind are like super good, so this is just kind of like a what do you call it, comp sim, I guess, because I'm very, very unlikely to beat those PRs. Oh my god. What? I thought I did that. I must have broke into that flip wrong. That was a ridiculously gross scramble. Spoilers, but that scramble I had a 3 twist from UFR, a calm from UBR, and a 2C, like a floating parity from FDL, and then 5 UB Alex, I think. So like good if you don't fuck up a bunch of hard stuff. Nine Alex with a bunch of hard stuff. That's honestly out. That's a bad scramble. was 11-8. That's funny. Had spoilers again, but 3 UF comms, a UR comm, and a UL comm, and then 2 UFR comms and a UFL comm. Having that many floats, it's like so hard to actually go fast. That was, I think, 10-8. Those were all 8 algs, but with like crazy solutions required. I might have gotten like massively orientation trolled on that, but I'm too lazy to check. Let's do 4 blind, 5 blind. I'll just like dive into weekly comps for 4 blind, 5 blind, starting with 4 blind. Or starting with 5 blind, I mean. Oh yeah, the music's probably over. I always forget because I'm not listening. Okay, 5 blind. I might have just misscrambled. Hey, okay. Okay. Wait, I have not changed the session. Dang it, dude. Come on. That was absolutely... Dude, I did fucking 6 extra midge comms. That was probably like low 3 if I didn't make a mistake during midges. I like had to backtrack and then I fucked up while backtracking. That's so annoying. That was really good pace. Rip. At least I'm not rusty and haven't done 5 blind in over a week. 3 blind PB. Nice. Me too. I just got PB on that. That really felt like a fake scramble while I was doing it. I don't know how to describe why, but it just felt like it while I was doing the scramble. I was like, this is gonna be solved when I'm done, isn't it? Dude. Ah, come on. Wow, dude. That was the friggin' biggest pause ever. I can't believe I got that. 4574. Well, I like not triple DNFing, but let's try to get a single that doesn't completely suck. I wonder how long I paused for. I feel like I paused at least 30 seconds. To pause that long on X centers? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, my cat's being insane. What are you doing? Can you not destroy everything? To pause that long on X centers and actually guess it right is pretty crazy and unusual. Okay. Good solve, please. Czechoslovakian 5 blind. Nobody has results in still. I wish this weekly comp, the Slovakian weekly comp, would get more popular. Not sure it ever will have a chance at getting more popular than speed solving. that felt so bad. The scramble was a struggle for some reason. I don't know if it's just my brain going slow or what. I'm struggling today. But didn't triple DNF, so that's cool. Now I can rush. I might have misscrambled this, but I don't really care. Okay. Come on, dude. Dude, I fucking undid the setup wrong. Oh my god, I had a feeling. I did a floating wing parody. God, it's annoying. I still have like not even close to a decent single for speed queuing Slovakia weekly comp 5 blind. So I really hope I get something good on the last one. Tattoo is healing, nice. Colors look so much better, brighter, nice. That's cool. That's kind of funny that if you were to ever like tan more, then you're gonna have like brown instead of white stickers on the scramble. I guess probably the other colors would change too. Okay, please lock in. That's site PR, but dude, those last two scrambles both had 12 alg X centers, and that's the one that I audio memo. Jesus. $12 alg? No, 11 alg. They're both 11 alg. Wow, continental record. Cool. 339 is the Speedcubing Slovakia US continental record. Alright, I'm gonna do 4 blind for both weekly comps, and then I'm going to have dinner. Really having a slow brain day today. Not really sure why. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude. I give up. That was horrendous. Oh, I forgot to change. I was wondering why 147. I was like, that didn't feel right. It was DNF at 116. I forgot to change it to stack that. I like popped during X centers, and it was 10 alg X centers. I think I just like picked a bad orientation or something. Advice to learn a Roscoe corners on 3x3. I don't really have good advice for that because I never used a Roscoe for anything. I kind of know how it works, not in great detail. So I don't know, I would just follow tutorials. There's many tutorials for a Roscoe, pretty sure. So if you have any like specific questions, I might be able to help, but just how to learn is kind of vague. This is gonna be really slow. That was probably like 50 exec and 120 memo or whatever. Not looking good. Hopefully I can actually go fast on this last solve. Dude, come on. Oh my god. I lost it. Fuck, dude. That's so annoying. That scramble was decent. I'm really struggling today. Yikes. It's funny how 5-blind felt easier. That might just be my brain state decaying. Okay, speed solving, weekly comp 4-blind. At least I'm not triple DNFing. At least there's that. Okay. Oh my god, dude. Brain is not working, but I'm powering through. Dude, what is this scramble? Oh my god. Dude. That was 10 elg centers. I must have picked a bad orientation, but the scramble was ass. I might have... There's probably something better, but... My god, that was like the worst scramble I've ever had. It felt like... I probably had worse because wings weren't that bad, but they were pretty bad. I floated wings 13 to 12. Centers were 10 elgs and corners were 5 elgs. I'm pretty sure corners couldn't... Oh, I could have floated corners, but it was hard to see with like a twist thing. But yeah, I did 27 elgs with a float. So that was 28 to 27. Oh my god, dude. Let's hope that's not the best of 3. Getting 2 over 2-minute best of 3s this week would be pretty embarrassing. Bro. Dude, come on. It's one pair, dude. Oh. Cool. Very cool. 28 floated to 27, best of 3. Alright, this is a sign to stop. This is a horrible session. I can't believe I streamed this. Okay, I'm going to go eat dinner. Thanks for watching. Ugh. Is there anybody to raid? Oh, I'm totally rating Triforce TK. He's doing Ironmon. Based. So based. Alright, thanks for watching. Try doing 3 blind in a different orientation. I've done that on stream before. It really sucks. It takes me like 3 minutes. Not gonna do it right now. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Silverwind, although it's not very effective, it's going to do 30 damage.